Ruins of old days gone by buildings riddle Appalachia. Some of them nothing more than chimney piles or maybe a few foundation stones. They all have a story to tell, but are long forgotten. There is one in the mountains of Georgia that has locals staying away in fear due to the haints that roam around. Appalachia, the mountains are like no other. From its rigid terrain, beautiful wildlife, to the people that live their lives here, to the strange, unexplained stories that folks share. Join me while I share this amazing place, one story at a time. In Troup County, Georgia, there is a set of ruins along the banks of the Wahaki Creek that has reports of a woman in white floating above the ground, and faint screams heard from inside the ruins, and also the spirit of a man wandering the woods close by. He is told to be an angry spirit. So what is this place? What is its story? And what happened here to cause these strange events to take place? It turns out the ruins are the remains of the McCosh grist mill, built in 1870s. It is one of the oldest stone-built grist mills in the state. The mill sits on the banks of the Wahaki Creek. It's 3.5 stories on one side and 2.5 stories on the hillside. It was built with unfinished stones, and it had 2 entrances to the main floor, with a large opening above the top floor where a grain was hoisted up for storage. It also had a 12 by 20 water wheel, but was replaced by 3 turbines in 1900. 500 feet upstream was the dam that fed the race. The dam was 8 feet high and 125 feet in length. James McCosh built this immaculate operation. He was the grandson of a Pennsylvania native, Jacob McCosh, who built and operated mills in Pennsylvania. McCosh owned a 500-acre farm as well, even adding a cotton gin to the location. The mill was in operation until 1958. 12 short years later, the United States Army Corps of Engineers bought the site as part of the West Point Lake Reservoir project. And then 6 years later, it would be added to the National Register of Historic Places. None of this explains the haints. Did something here happen after it closed? Why did it even close in the first place? According to legend, the owner of the McCosh Mill, James McCosh, found his wife sleeping with another man. In a fit of rage, he killed his wife and her lover. And it's told their screams can be heard from the mill. And the woman seen in white floating around the mill is told to be his wife. And the lover is seen roaming the woods, and is a very angry apparition. Is the story true? Well, to be exact, I'm not sure. I can't find any record of it at all. James McCosh died September 30th, 1905, and is buried at Standing Rock Methodist Church Cemetery. And I can't find record of the murder at all. to corroborate the story. So, did he really kill her? Is there actually a woman in white seen floating above the grounds of the mill? Can you really hear screams coming from deep inside? And is there an apparition of an angry person walking throughout the woods? The answers to these stories, we may never know. Folks, I want to thank you for sitting and listening to the tale of the McCosh Grist Mill in Troup County, Georgia. Well, I appreciate you listening. I love you to pieces, and I'll see you next time.